Before now, I've used lots of different browsers, and you know how messy your browser can be when you have a lot of work to do, or you have different brands you're working with, or you have different clients you're working with. Keeping everything in one place without being cluttered is almost impossible. Another thing is, when you have different clients or different brands you work with, you might want to keep profiles differently, in the sense where you have, okay, you don't have to sign in and sign out, sign in and sign out. You sign in and it's just once, only that counts. For most browsers, it's usually profiles like Chrome profiles, Vivaldi profile, and the rest. But then I switched to one browser, and ever since then, I've not looked back. And that's Zen Browser. There are a couple of reasons why, but these are my favorite reasons why I switched to Zen Browser and why I think you should. It saves you time. It's clutter free. In fact, the name Zen is not a mistake. It's Zen mode. You become more focused on what you're doing because there's no tabs anywhere at all. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. So normally, before now, your browser will usually look tab, 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 a lot of things, or probably your tabs showing here, whatever, but just too much everywhere. So one of the reasons I switched to Zen is because of this. It gives me focus on just what I'm doing. I'm not seeing any other thing. Everywhere is just clean. I can focus better. If I want to move to another tab, I can easily come here and just click and move. Come here and just click and move. I have my pinned tabs here for what I actually essentials. So I'll come back to essentials later. Now, that's one. The next reason is Zen handles workspaces and profiles better, in the sense that I don't need to have multiple instances. If I was using Chrome and let's say I'm working with Hebronmimam, I'm working with Joe Spanish, I'm working with Alpha, I'm working with Fixacard. I'll then have to have a Chrome profile for Hebronmimam, another Chrome profile for Joe Spanish, another Chrome profile for Alpha, another Chrome profile for Fixacard. And that's a lot. And the funny thing is that you might just want to do just one little thing inside of it, but then you just have multiple instances slowing down your computer or eating RAM when you don't need. So how does Zen handle that differently? Zen is built on Firefox, not Chrome, and Firefox has what we call containers. So that's what you use to handle it. Let's say I have just one account here. There's nothing like another account. But then, let's say I do this. I go to the same google.com but on a different container. Let me say just Spanish, and I go google.com. And then I click. You see, it's just Joe Spanish Wines. And that's with the help of containers. Now, let's now talk about workspaces. So let's say you want to have a different workspace so that when you switch to that workspace, everything you open based on a particular account to that workspace. You come down here and you click on create a workspace. When you create your workspace, you can then allow default or you choose a container. So let me say now for default, let me just say profile 1 default, and I create space. It then brings my default essentials around. Now, unlike pinned tab, essentials go around all your workspaces. All right, all your workspaces, you have your essentials, but pinned tabs only remain in that particular profile. or workspace. So let's say I open Google now. My default is set to this. But let's say I create another workspace. Create space. And I say, okay, profile 2. And instead of default, I want it to open with just Spanish lines. I say create space. And then I go to Google. You see, it automatically switches to just Spanish, like it automatically uses just Spanish Write account. Right? I don't have to, let me change it in. So, it's in. I don't have to come here and then click to open with the account here. But you can also do this. Everything you open here will be under the account or this profile. But let's say you want to open something else, but you want to stay within this profile. Container also comes in handy then. Now, that's it for profile and workspaces. The third reason is it is fast. Like Zen Browser is, when I mean fast, replies very, very, very fast. Now, the final reason is everything combined. Everything combined. I can show this tab and show here always just with a shortcut. So the browser is shortcut keyboard supported. Like if you're a keyboard warrior, you would enjoy the browser. So you can do things like your show bookmarks, hide bookmarks, show tabs, hide tabs, show bookmarks, hide bookmarks, and all of that within Zen Browser. So let's say you're working for different companies. You can just create workspaces for all of them. Create containers first for all of them. So you just go to manage containers, create container, then you create your profile or workspace for all of them and assign each profile to each container, and you're good to go. So if you're like me that has to, which I know a lot of us watching this video actually are, you have a lot of different clients or brands you're working with, but you don't want to have different instances of your browser. You just want one browser that handles everything clean without any issues. Zen Browser is your go-to. I said there's no ultimate browser, but there might be an ultimate system set by you, and in most cases, especially our day of today, Zen Browser fully supports your system. Let me hear what you think about Zen Browser in the comments. And if you are already using it, what's your experience? How has it been so far? Bye. See you in the next one.